Ever wonder how much goes on behind the scenes of the Super Bowl? Prepare to be amazed. This isn't just a game we're talking about, it's an integral part of American culture, a spectacular tradition that unites millions. Today, we're taking you on a journey behind the glitz and glamour, uncovering the fascinating facts that often go unnoticed. From the significance of the Vince Lombardi trophy to the mysterious coin toss, we've got it all. Ready for some mind-blowing facts? Here we go! Starting off with fact 10, let's talk about the Vince Lombardi trophy. An iconic symbol of the Super Bowl, this trophy is named after the legendary Green Bay Packers coach, Vince Lombardi, who led his team to victory in the first two Super Bowl games. But it's not just the name that's impressive, the trophy itself is a work of art. Handcrafted by Tiffany & Company, this sterling silver trophy takes nearly 4 months to create. It stands about 2 feet tall and weighs about 7 pounds. The design? A football in a kicking position, mounted on a pyramid-like stand. Now let's talk about the price tag. The Vince Lombardi trophy is estimated to cost around $50,000. Yes, you heard it right, $50,000. That's a lot of dough for a piece of silverware. But then again, it's not just any silverware. It's the Vince Lombardi trophy. Quite an expensive piece of silverware, isn't it? Moving on to fact 9, it's time to delve into the legendary halftime show. A spectacle that has evolved into a cultural phenomenon over the years, the halftime show is now as eagerly anticipated as the game itself. From marching bands and Disney characters in the early days, it has shifted gears to feature some of the biggest names in music, with performances that often outshine the gridiron showdown. But here's a surprising fact that might leave you stunned. Did you know that these global superstars do not get paid a dime for their halftime performances? That's right! They perform purely for the exposure and the honor of being part of Super Bowl history. While the NFL covers production costs, the artists themselves perform pro bono, banking on the boost to their career that comes with entertaining over 100 million viewers worldwide. Who knew there was so much to the halftime show? Fact 8 brings us to the world of Super Bowl advertisements. It's a spectacle within a spectacle, where companies pull out all the stops to dazzle us with their creativity. Now let's talk dollars. Did you know that in the past decade, the cost of a 30-second Super Bowl ad slot has soared to an astronomical $7 million? And that's just the going rate for airtime. When you factor in production costs, celebrity endorsements, and marketing strategies, the total can rise significantly higher. These ads have become a cultural phenomenon in their own right, with viewers eagerly anticipating the commercials as much as the game itself. They've launched careers, sparked controversies, and even made us shed a tear or two. All this for a brief half-minute of fame on the world's biggest stage. It's a high-stakes gamble for brands, but when it pays off big. A hefty price to pay for a 30-second spot, don't you think? Let's jump into fact 7, which is all about the Super Bowl rings. These aren't just any old pieces of jewelry. Each Super Bowl ring is a symbol of victory, an emblem of the blood, sweat, and tears shed on the field. They're custom designed each year, reflecting the unique story of the winning team's journey to the top. Often crafted from white or yellow gold, these rings are studded with diamonds and other precious stones, making each one a sparkling testament to triumph. The design isn't just about flash though. Elements like the team's logo, the Super Bowl number, and the final score are often incorporated, creating a wearable snapshot of the game's history. And the value? Well, they're practically priceless. Not just because of the materials used, but because of what they represent. A Super Bowl ring isn't just a piece of jewelry, it's a piece of sports history. Every player's dream is to own one of these rings. Fact 6 awaits you. Let's talk about Super Bowl tickets. Over the years, Super Bowl tickets have become one of the most sought-after items in the world of sports. But did you know that for the first Super Bowl in 1967, tickets only cost between $6 and $12? Yes, you heard that right. Fast forward to today, and the average price of a ticket can range from $4,000 to $5,000 depending on the teams playing and the location of the game. And that's just the average. Some of the most expensive tickets have sold for over $20,000. Now, if you're thinking that's a steep price to pay for a ticket, you're not alone. But remember, the Super Bowl is more than just a game. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience filled with unforgettable moments and heart-stopping plays. A ticket to the Super Bowl is certainly a hot commodity. Moving on to fact 5, it's time to get your taste buds tingling. The Super Bowl is not just about the game or the halftime show, it's also a day for indulgence. It's a fact that Americans consume an astounding amount of food on Super Bowl Sunday. This isn't your average Sunday dinner, folks. We're talking about millions of pounds of guacamole, mountains of nachos, and a sea of pizza slices. Let's not forget the chicken wings. Oh, the chicken wings. It's estimated that over 1 billion wings are devoured during the game. That's enough to circle the earth 3 times over. And the drinks? Well, the numbers are just as staggering. It's estimated that around 50 million cases of beer are cracked open. That's a lot of cheers to the game. So whether you're a fan of the game or just there for the snacks, Super Bowl Sunday is a feast like no other. Hope you're not feeling too hungry after that. Fact 4 is here, and it's all about viewership. The Super Bowl isn't just a game, it's a global phenomenon. Every year, millions of people tune in from all corners of the world to witness this grand spectacle of American football. From the thrilling touchdown passes to the jaw-dropping halftime shows, the Super Bowl has something for everyone, and the numbers back it up. Imagine this. More than 100 million people in the United States alone tune into the Super Bowl each year. That's roughly 1 in every 3 Americans. And when we cast the net worldwide, the viewership skyrockets even further. It's estimated that nearly 500 million people around the globe watch the Super Bowl, making it one of the most watched television events in the world. Now that's not just a game, that's a cultural phenomenon, a unifying event that brings together people of all walks of life. Talk about a global audience. Fact 3 is a flip away. Did you know about the Super Bowl coin toss? The coin toss is a Super Bowl tradition, taking place before every game to determine who will kick off. It's a moment of suspense where the outcome is left entirely to chance. Here's a fascinating tidbit. The coin used isn't just any ordinary quarter, it's a specially minted piece with one side representing the AFC and the other the NFC. And while you might think that the odds are even, statistics show a slight bias. Over the years, the toss has landed on tails more times than heads. That's right, tails leads with 53% over heads 47%. But here's the kicker. Winning the coin toss doesn't necessarily mean winning the game. In fact, the team that won the toss has lost more Super Bowls than they've won. So next time you watch the Super Bowl, remember, the coin toss is more than just a game of chance. Heads or tails, anyone? Fact 2 is all about the star of the show, the footballs. Now here's a little known fact. Each Super Bowl game utilizes approximately 120 footballs. That's right, 120. You might wonder why so many? Well, they're used for the actual game, kicking practice, and even as souvenirs. Now let's talk about the creation of these footballs. Each one is handmade in the United States, specifically in a factory located in Ohio. And it's not just any leather they use, it's Horween leather, a material known for its durability and grip. There's a stringent process to ensure the quality of each football. They're inflated to a specific pressure, checked for weight, and thoroughly inspected to ensure they're game ready. And it's not just anyone who gets to handle these footballs. There are designated individuals known as ball boys who manage them during the game. Who knew so much went into a single football? Finally, fact 1. Do you know where the name Super Bowl comes from? Well, this might surprise you. The term Super Bowl actually owes its origin to a super bouncy ball, a toy popular among kids in the 60s. This toy, known as the Super Ball, was a favorite of Kansas City Chiefs owner Lamar Hunt's children. One day, as the story goes, Hunt was watching his kids play with the Super Ball when he had a eureka moment. He proposed the name Super Bowl during a league meeting as a temporary placeholder until a more formal name could be agreed upon. Here's the kicker. The name stuck. Despite its whimsical origin, Super Bowl resonated with fans and the media alike. It perfectly captured the grandeur and excitement of the event. It was, after all, a super game. And there you have it, the top 10 mind-blowing facts about the Super Bowl. What a ride that was. Let's quickly recap the 10 facts we've learned today. We've delved into the history of the Vince Lombardi Trophy and the significance of the Super Bowl rings. We've explored the halftime show's evolution and the big bucks behind the advertisements. We've learned about the hot tickets, the massive food consumption, the staggering viewership, the importance of the coin toss, the making of the footballs, and why it's called the Super Bowl. Thanks for joining us on this journey through Super Bowl history. Stay tuned for more fascinating insights.